And of course, Wednesday night really marks what's called Shemini Atzeret, the eighth day conclusion to the festival. If you think about that, there are bullocks and there are all these sacrifices that are done in the temple each day of Sukkot. And of course, it begins with 14 down to 13 down to so on. And you get to that, and it comes to 70 bullocks. But then on Shemini Atzeret, the eighth day conclusion, you have one bullock. Well, there's only one other time where you have one bullock that's offered on the altar, and that is at Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement. And so, what is that? And I remember talking to my Jewish friend, and she was telling me her father was a chesed. He was Sabra. He was I think he was not. He was not an Israeli native, but he did serve in the IDF, and they were from Czechoslovakia, and they moved into Israel. And he would oftentimes say, she'd say, "Oh, I didn't get this right at Yom Kippur. I've still got this issue with this person." He'd say, "Oh, it's okay. You got till Shemini Atzeret, because really there's still this connection between Shemini Atzeret and Yom Kippur." And so he would say that, you've got technically until Shemini Atzeret to get it right. Now, that's maybe true or not true, because there's this idea that Shemini Atzeret is like Yom Kippur in a sense, in that there is atonement. And what was the idea behind that? That even after all is, there's still this one little ray of hope. There's still this little. It's this God's way of saying that there's always this one more chance. Always this one more chance for that last bystander, that last straggler in. But we have Shemini Atzeret, and then, of course, outside of the land of Israel, you double the Sabbaths, the high Sabbaths that are on the weekly Sabbath, and so you've got Simchat Torah, Thursday evening into Friday. So we're going to do something. We're going to have a celebration. We're going to do a Hafakot with next Erev Shabbat. We're going to take the Torah and parade it around the synagogue. We're going to do an actual reading, a rolling of the scroll back to Bereshit next Shabbat morning, so that everybody can be here for that. I know that sometimes it's hard for some people to get here on Erev Shabbat. But so we have some more festivals coming up, more things coming up, and looking forward to that. So I want to encourage you to be here for the rest of the holiday. And so we say Shabbat Shalom. We say Chag Sukkot Sameach, right? Happy Sukkot. And we say Zaman Zimchetenu. It is the time of our rejoicing. And, that's a major theme of Sukkot, rejoicing. I want to talk a little bit about that, but really, actually, it's not. Everybody's going somewhere. Everybody's going somewhere. You drive down the interstate and you see people in a hurry and they're honking the horn, or not, or they're driving too slow, but everybody's going somewhere. Heaven or hell? Where are you going? Oh man, that's an unpopular question today, isn't it? That's one that won't really get you, it won't win you many friends, and you won't influence people by asking people that question, will you? Because how dare you say that I should possibly be going to hell? It's one thing to say that we all, if you don't want to talk about heaven, that's okay, but you need to make sure that you say that everybody will be there, right? Isn't that kind of the culture's mentality of it today? Heaven or hell? That's the old evangelist question, right? Where are you going? But is that really the question? Because when we frame it like that, there's this tendency to make it all about where you're going. And I want to make sure I go to the good place, not to the bad place. And what develops out of that is almost like this get out of hell free card, right? Of what's in it for me mentality. I want to make sure I go to the good place, not the bad place.